Hey guys, Kevin Zellman here with your weekly Idol recap right here on Q Hollywood for Get Real LOL. For all of your entertainment news, make sure you guys are following us on Facebook and also on Twitter. All of that information is right below. So this was a very big week for American Idol because we not only found out who our top 10 are, but the queen of American Idol herself, Kelly Clarkson, was on the show to guest judge and to perform a very emotional performance. But before we get into this week, I have to share because all of us here, everyone watching and myself, we're all super fans. But I was actually in the audience for the taping. I was sitting right behind Harry. Clark and Ray Vaughn from last season, who I'm friends with, they've been on the show, you know the whole deal. They were sitting right in front of me. It was honestly so much fun. I got to go to the after party. JaJa was there. We were with Ray Vaughn and a few other people. It was great. I had an open bar. I finally got to meet Olivia Rodrigo, which, as you know, we're from the same city, so it was great to finally meet her in person. And as we were leaving, they gave us this envelope that has American Idol: A Farewell Season, and inside of it, I'm going to drop this, they gave us this chart, which we were able to put everyone's faces on, and they gave us all of these X's and everything, so I'm going to do this throughout the show. So on to the show. On Wednesday, the judges chose 4 contestants that they for sure wanted in the top 10. They chose LaPorte, Olivia, Dalton, and Trent, and I totally agree with these 4 artists. It would not have been a good top 10 if these guys weren't in it. So the remaining artists performed for America's vote. Thursday's show started with the unveiling of the top 10, who are, drum roll, Gianna Isabella, JaJa, Avalon Young, Tristan McIntosh, Mackenzie Borg, and Sonica Vade. They joined the previously announced Olivia Rodrigo, Dalton Rape, LaPorte Renee, and Trent Harmon. So now, guys, this leads us to Thursday's live episode with Kelly Clarkson. Hopefully you guys are staying on track with me. It's a little confusing. So first of all, they opened the whole American Idol show on Thursday with a timeline from the beginning of the show when Kelly won. And I never really thought about this, but when Idol started, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, none of that existed. YouTube didn't exist. This show wasn't possible back then. It really showed how much of Idol's been a part of history in our childhood and just like life in general. It's gonna be so sad when it ends. But on to the show. So Olivia, she opened the show with her own rendition of Katy Perry's Unconditionally, and she did an incredible job. She hit that note. She hit a note. That was unreal, is what I want to say. J-Lo complimented her on the arrangement that Olivia actually came up with herself, which was really cool to hear. Kelly even called her a little Mariah. Very awesome compliment from Kelly, but she's definitely one of the most talented artists, Olivia, in this competition this season. And guys, I'm being unbiased. I know we're from the same city and being unbiased here. She's just great. Gianna Isabella performed Listen by Beyonce. I don't think I have to repeat myself about singing a Beyonce song, but in case we have some new viewers here, guys, I'm going to say it. If you sing Mariah, Beyonce, Whitney, Adele, any of those divas that happen to all go by a first name, it's pretty much a death sentence. You don't want to do that on American Idol. Gianna has a very pretty voice, but it just wasn't strong enough, especially for a top 10 performance. J-Lo agreed on this and that it wasn't her best, but I'm curious to see how America responds to Gianna next week. I'm very curious for that. JaJa, I feel like I pronounce his last name wrong every time I do my best, but he was next and he performed Skinny Love by Bon Iver, and he has a great voice and I love him, but he definitely needs to do something a little bit different, shake it up a little bit. What I would love to see, I'd like to see him in a suit and tie looking very dapper, with no guitar, sitting on a stool, singing. That's all I want from him, and I don't want anything more, just something a little bit different. But the song choice, not for the performance that I want him to do, I would like to just hear him sing Wake Me Up by Aloe Blacc and Avicii. I think that would suit his voice well, and then look dapper. Next was Avalon Young, and she sang Shawn Mendes' Stitches. This wasn't her best performance either, but it was still very good. I think it was the song choice. I don't think it was her voice because she sounded great. J-Lo said the same thing, but she just didn't seem as comfortable as she has been in the past. I think America is still going to love her and bring her through, and they're going to relate to her. So I don't think that she's really going to have an issue getting into the top 11. I think she's set. Dalton Rape was next, and he sang Hey There Delilah by the Plain White T's, and he Daltonized the song. It was incredible. In the audience, he definitely got the best reaction from everyone in the soundstage. It was really hard to see that on TV, but hearing the screaming in the studio was the biggest it's been for the contestants so far. It was so unbelievably loud, especially with the girls screaming too. But he really knows how to connect with the audience at home. JLo actually pointed that out. Kelly said that he's so unbelievably comfortable on stage that it's almost like a second home from him, in that that's the type of compliment that you want to get, let alone you want to get that from Kelly Clarkson, you know? Tristan McIntosh sang Dan and Shay's Nothing Like You, and I'm kind of mixed on this performance a little bit. As Harry would say, it was missing the gravy. She says that she's country and that she wants to pursue a country music career, but I just don't associate her with country music for some reason. I see her being more of kind of like a Kelly Clarkson, actually, because she can sing country, but she's also a pop star and she could hit those big notes and sing a pop song. Kelly told her that she'd love to hear her sing a Trisha Yearwood song, and I could not agree with Kelly Clarkson more. That would be an unbelievable fit for Tristan, so hopefully she takes that to heart going in the coming weeks. Next up was Mackenzie Borg, and he sang Ed Sheeran's Icy Fire. Now, I've said this in the past, but he reminds me so much of Chris Allen. He has a great voice, and it was a very captivating performance. But just like what I said with Lee, Mackenzie needs to switch it up a little bit. I want to hear something just a little bit different from him. Maybe something, and just like something more. I don't know what exactly that is. I can't like pinpoint it, but I think that he has the ability to be unpredictable, and that's what I like. LaPorte Renee was next, and she sang Diamonds by Rihanna, and there's no words for what she did to this because it's amazing. It was the longest standing ovation I think I've ever seen on American Idol. She did literally everything you can imagine with her voice, with the performance. Literally everything was perfect. Kelly was motioning for her to drop the mic. The judges love it, and you will definitely see LaPorte in the top 3 of the competition, without a doubt. This performance was unbelievable. Sonica Vade followed that up with an Evanescence song called Bring Me to Life, and this was her best performance on the show to date for sure. She hit insanely high notes. She moved around the stage. She connected with the audience. It was a great performance, especially after going after LaPorte. When I heard the song choice, I didn't really know how it was going to be, but it exceeded my expectations, guys. Sonica is in this, and she wants this. The last performance of the night was Trent Harmon, who sang Like I Can by Sam Smith. And this sounded way better live than it did on TV, live meaning in the audience. JLo said that he does such exciting things with his voice, which is a perfect way to summarize Trent, actually. He has a very recognizable voice, which Kelly pointed out. So if you hear him on the radio, you would know that it's Trent. So guys, there you have it. That is your top 10. I want to know who your favorites are, so make sure you are following me on Twitter @KevinZellman and tweeting me using #IdolRecap so we can discuss all of this in more depth, because there's so much more that I want to say, but I don't have too much time here. I don't want to bore you guys. So I will see you guys here next week for the top